All right, now that we've worked with the elements of art, we're going to talk about the principles of design. They go hand in hand together, and here are some of the principles of design listed down the side. Over here, you're responsible for reading this also, because these are where we get questions for the exam from. So we're going to talk about the principle of design today. We're going to talk about repetition and how it plays itself out with rhythm and pattern. But still, all of these have to do with rhythm and pattern, but we're going to show you more about creating some patterns today. All right, practicing with, let me try to get all this in the screen. Here we go. Words to know. There we go. All right, we can always move that up. When various elements of a design are repeated at regular intervals, a visual rhythm is established, or key word we want to look at is pattern. Now we know we made some patterns when we did our project with line. We created some patterns, but those were just with line. You can see here's a pattern of buildings. There's a pattern of different shapes with stars and I guess those are stripes. There's a pattern built with houses. And here's a pattern built with some geometric shapes or halves of geometric shapes. You have square patterns, diagonal square patterns built in here, and some right angles, some angle pieces. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with that piece of paper again. And we're going to take your regular piece of paper and you're going to fold it in half. You're going to fold it in half again. You're going to open it up and fold it in half the other direction. And this is going to give you 8 separate panels to do patterns on. Now, again, these patterns that you're going to do today are not the patterns that you did with the lines. That's line. This is shapes and creating a pattern with shapes. And these shapes should have some relevance to you. It needs to be shapes that you're interested in, shapes that you like, shapes that mean something to you. Like if you're into motorcycles, or if you were into fishing, you use fishing lure shapes. I've got some kites here that I'm building a pattern with. I'm going to fill those patterns in between the different shapes. And you're going to fill this out all the way across. You know, I don't have this pattern with the circles. Now, having just a pattern with the circles, but what if we turn these all into smiley faces, happy face, smiley face, and then the next one is a sad face again, and you did a pattern like that. Just kind of a shape. I don't know if that's like a part of a quote shape. There's muffins, but again, you got to keep drawing the muffins, you know, to make the rows, to create the pattern. There's pizza. I'm thinking this is chicken wings, and see, we can go in here and we can color it in like it's fried chicken. With the different colors of your colored pencil. Here's a pattern made with, I would say that's waves, and everybody would say that's water. And here is a pattern that, you know, is different types of lines. So it's not that it all has to be, you know, recognizable shapes. Patterns can be a lot of different things. I just don't want to see everything in your pattern be, oh, well, here's a row of circles, here's a row of squares, here's a row of triangles, you know, and each one of these squares, triangles. Your goal is to try to make these patterns out of something that relates to you, something that you have an interest or hobby in. So think about things that you can draw. It could be goldfish. It could be cat heads. You know, it just doesn't have to be just geometric shapes. So that's what we're looking for. You're going to spend all of the class period working on this sheet. This is part of your daily participation. That is part of the elements of art and the principles of design. Go out there and have you some fun.